The Greater Centerville Historians organized in the year 2000. The purpose of the organization is to preserve the history of the Township of Centerville, Cleveland and surrounding area. Gerald O'Neill, Charlie Bauer, Richard Wiegand, and myself, Kathleen Sixel, were the founding members. In 1831, the territory south of Green Bay was sold to the U.S. government by the Native Americans who had title to the land. The consideration was the promise of a reservation in another state. The Township of Centerville was established in 1850. The township had a village called Centerville. The reason for the hamlet's original name of Centerville was, in the days of the Indians, there was a trail along Lake Michigan between Manitowoc and Sheboygan. This heavenly spot was exactly at the halfway mark, so the early white man gave it the name Centerville. In 1849, the village of Centerville was surveyed and laid out in lots and blocks. The village of Centerville was renamed Hika when the Postmaster General informed the village leaders that another Centerville was located in the state. When it became time for Centerville to be renamed, a judge in Manitowoc by the name of Albert Schmidt would take kids hiking. The judge said, "You can't call a town hiking, so why not make it Hika?" Thus, the village of Centerville became Hika. In the early years, Centerville had the vision of becoming a lake port. To encourage ships to dock there, 2 piers were built into Lake Michigan. Many German immigrants arrived by schooners, and the village began to grow. The village had a brick factory, stores, schools, a Lutheran and a Catholic church, mills, saloons, blacksmith shop, and a fire department, and a brewery. When the brewery was built, the settlement began to flourish. But when fire destroyed the brewery, the largest industry, there was no longer a need for the harbor facilities. So ended this chapter of the development of Hika. 2 miles west of Hika, another settlement known as St. Wendel began to grow. It had a Catholic church, a general store with a connected dance hall, and a post office was also located in the complex, a funeral parlor, and at one time a motel. With the clearing of the forest, tilling of the land began. This prompted the exporting of lumber and grains. The farmers of Centerville looked forward to the building of a railway since they had a serious problem transporting their products. In 1873, the Milwaukee, Lakeshore, and Western Railroad was built between the settlements of Hika and St. Wendel and was named Centerville Station. In 1880, Centerville Station was renamed Cleveland after President Grover Cleveland. Cleveland, at that point in time, owes its growth to the fact that the Township of Centerville was a rich farming community, and farmers for miles around would bring products to be shipped by rail or ship. The village of Cleveland had several grocery stores, a furniture store, a funeral parlor, several saloons, Lutheran church, hardware stores, several gas stations, newspaper, photographer studio, several car dealerships, cheese factory, several feed mills, livestock yard, and lumber yards. The biggest business was the Cleveland Co-op, which offered many types of services. With the failing of grain crops, the farmers began dairy farming. With the abundance of milk, another industry began, cheese and butter making. Local cheese factories dotted the countryside. One-room schools were usually built near the cheese factories, so children would have a ride to school when farmers brought their milk. In 1958, Hika, St. Wendel, and Cleveland incorporated into the village of Cleveland. In 1968, the Cleveland Elementary School was built. The Township of Centerville has seen many farming changes, but dairy farming is still the primary vocation. Today, Cleveland is known as the seat of Lakeshore Technical College, which offers an educational alternative to four-year colleges. An ancient proverb states, When an old person dies, a library burns to the ground. These words were the inspiration for organizing the Greater Centerville Historians. We hope to preserve as many memories as possible.
Okay, I'm with Mr. Charlie Bauer, and we're here to do a special duty on a follow-up project we've been working on since, I believe, spring of this year, but he'll tell us more about that. Go right ahead, please.
Good morning, Jerry O'Neill, the cameraman here. It's November 17, 2012. It's the first day of deer hunting season, the gun type, so we're kind of dressed for the occasion here. And we're down here at the old mill pond, and the last time we were down here with the video camera, we had all sorts of heavy equipment down here, and they were changing the bed stream here, and we're going to finish this taping of this. We're going to walk the whole length of the old mill pond just to see what they did here. We're standing on the old boardwalk, and to date they did nothing with the boardwalk, but we were told earlier this year that this probably would be rebuilt, and they want to get rid of the Japanese knotweed and Phrymites is the other one. So that's what we're after today, and you can kind of see here, we're at the start point, or right in front of the dam here where the stakes are down here. This is as far as they were going to do, and you can see they put in the new matting. They also have rock coming down, must have been from a drain up on top where the culvert pipe comes out of the bank there.
Yes.
And they did, I don't know if this is winter wheat they planted down here or some sort of natural grass. I know the trees weren't planted yet. They talked about putting trees in, and it got kind of late in the season. I know Housebuck had a hard time down here because they started right after the big rain.
Yep.
It was pretty muddy. But we're going to take a walk here and see what's what. You can see on one side of the banks over there, they did put that terrace, and they talked about terrace.
Yes,
there.
yes, Charlie. Yeah.
So
we'll take a walk over there, and that matting that they were going to put down, what material? Do you remember what kind of material it was going to be?
No, but it's going to break down naturally. It's going to break down naturally. Yeah.
All right, very good. But as Charlie said, we got some matting here that I'll video up a little closer, and it's sort of like when you plant new lawn, I guess.
Yeah.
Which makes it it keeps the erosion from taking over. Okay, very good, Charlie. Okay, Mr. Bauer is on the area where the trucks were going out of this area too. Go right ahead, please.
Sure. When we were down here, when they were actually doing the dredging and the rerouting of the creek here, this year they had great big, what I call breaker rock in here so the trucks could get up and down.
Okay.
So either they buried it or they pulled it back out of here and they put in topsoil and planted the grass here. And everything down here, as the camera pans way west, you can see how they kind of made it all nice and slopey, because it was pretty flat when we first came in here. The bottom of the mill pond was flat.
Yep, correct.
And now they got it pretty well sloped. And it's going to be interesting when we take a walk all the way down the end there to see what they all did down in here.
Okay. And Charlie, there was another thing I wanted to talk about. can't come up with that at this point. But they did mention at the beginning what they were intending to do to keep erosion from the sides of the banks, I
Yeah,
guess.
they were going to terrace it.
Terrace it,
They were going to
okay.
put some terraces in here, and I'm going to see. I know they did over here a little bit. You can see the terrace there, kind of on the curve of the creek there.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. They didn't want the creek running straight through. They wanted to curve it.
Okay, and they call that meandering?
Meandering.
Meandering. Okay, by golly, I do remember something here. And Charlie was right that with the rocks that are shown here, there is a culvert coming out underneath the street, perhaps, something of that nature. But it looks very controlled at this point in time. So
And
we'll take a walk through.
And the two temporary culverts they had in the creek are gone. Because
Okay.
one was located right down in this area.
Correct, yes.
And the other one was further on down there where the wet bank was, and I want to see what they did with that water coming out of the side of the bank there.
Good, good. Thank you. Okay, there's two types of, I guess, to nullify erosion, but Charlie will tell us more of how they're doing that.
Yeah, I think the guy we should have down here is Jim Kettler.
Yeah.
He probably knows all about this.
Yeah, we're
But
kind of winging it.
on that side over there, you can see that it's just kind of a slope with the matting here, and then as the camera comes towards me a little bit on the opposite side of the bank, you can see they actually built some terrace.
Ah, there we go.
And then you'll notice the logs in the waters.
Yeah.
bed, and that was on design. They designed that to put them logs in there so the water don't erode out on the curves there.
Okay.
And there's a couple of them sticking out here, and there's another one that really protrudes out over here.
Yeah.
And then up in here, and actually in the bed stream itself, there's actually a log buried down in here.
Oh, really?
Right
Okay.
down in the water in here, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
See that as the water would come around, especially from this angle,
Sure.
that the erosion would be on the outer edge there.
Sure, sure. Good idea. And that's like a heavy mesh screen that they put in there to prevent anything from pulling away from that side there. Okay, and Charlie, you're taking a chance on this, but you say they are planting some sort of winter wheat, perhaps?
I don't know if they use winter wheat straw here and it's just naturally coming up.
Oh,
Or if
okay.
they actually seeded this down with something.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay. And this was the exit point when they were hauling the soil and debris out of this area. And that went on to, what was the street?
Franklin Street.
Franklin Street. Thank you, Charlie. And this is the log that Charlie was talking about, that its purpose is to prevent the erosion on the curvature of the meandering stream. But I got to point out something else.
There is one under the water.
Oh, there it is too. Okay.
Under the water, yeah.
All right. But
You
we
can-
got to
you
show another thing, and Charlie will tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, you can see as the water comes through here that it's crystal clear. And there's no odor anymore. There
No.
used to be an odor when we were down here.
That's
but,
right
you know,
too. You're right. Like it had like I say, a musty odor, some rotting perhaps. I don't know. But it's running clear and clean here.
yeah, there's a big change. Big change.
Okay. And I imagine the flow of water coming off of that bank is
Oh, yeah.
brought under control with the rock.
Yeah, there's another culvert over there.
Oh.
It's probably from the street, I would guess.
Okay, very good. This is some of the way of preventing erosion. And of course there's a culvert, as Charlie said, coming out of that bank. Okay, Charlie's pointing out some things that they are doing to make things more natural and controllable, so go right ahead, Charlie.
Yes, as the camera comes around here, we were just looking at one they got in the bed stream, but you can see as you come up, as we're looking west here now, on the curves, they all got these logs protruding out of the curves there,
Yeah,
where the water would be eroding, so that will slow the water down.
sure.
And boy, they put enough curves in this creek compared to
It's
what it was.
it's a meandering creek.
It is, yes.
But it's a wonderful view here of the work they did. And it's going to pay off, I'm sure, that people will enjoy this type of thing. And there may be even some fishing going on down the road here. Okay, Charlie continues to walk down the valley here and looking at the meandering water stream coming through the area here. It looks very, very nice. They did a wonderful job. Well planned. They have some trees that they had to remove and so forth, roots and branches, and that they'll clean up, I'm sure, later on. But they did provide a good thing here with this extra wood pillars lying horizontal to knock down the pressure of the water on the corners. We're here in the morning hour, and the sun being lower in the horizon might provide a little problem with reflection here on the video, but it sure looks nice. We're sort of proud that we were a part of this as far as videoing it from the very beginning. And this is all taking place in Hika, near Lake Michigan. As we mentioned, there are things on the large bank that have to be taken care of at this point yet, but that'll be taken care of probably this next spring, summer, and fall. But there's a lot of debris right now. And Charlie's standing at another curve in the meandering stream here.
And they put a massive log right on this curve here, so when the water comes around here, it bumps against the log. It doesn't take the bank out.
Yeah, you know, it must have a slowing down purpose also, right?
Yeah.
I'll be doggone. The theory is working.
And someplace in here was that one culvert
Yeah.
bridge they put in there where they're having all that moisture problem out of the
Yes.
bank.
Yeah, they had to divert from, I'm going to point the camera, they were initially going to be up in this area that the plans were, and then they found out there was a kind of a culvert dropping some water.
Yeah, there was moisture coming out of that bank, so there must be something probably from the street that's been using that as a drainage.
Sure,
or something.
sure. And then they, while we were here that day, they had problems, and they were trying to make this maneuver right here.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Okay, and it turned out well. It really did. Good. Okay, still with Mr. Charlie Bauer, and we're standing on the original riverbed at one time, maybe.
The bottom of the mill pond, Jerry.
Bottom of the mill pond.
Yes. And this was where that culvert was, where they continuously got stuck. And you can see here on the curve again, they put a lot of them logs in to slow the water down. But as the camera pans to the east, you can see where the water is actually standing there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And when they first laid this thing out, they decided to put the culvert here, and apparently they weren't aware of the fact that this is where the water's been seeping out of the bank. So
yeah,
it delayed the program probably a week or two before they could get it worked around. But it's definitely, as you look west here, you can just see how the stream meanders through here instead of making just a straight line down.
True.
It's really nice.
And when it was a straight line, it was dropping a lot of silt down this way too.
Right, yeah.
Wow, this really is remarkable. I'm impressed with how this is turning out.
You know,
go right ahead.
The camera's looking at these rock here. And when we were down here earlier, when they were taking the stuff out, there was nothing like this here.
Okay.
There was no stones. This was all fine silt.
That's correct.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming they brought this in to pile stone in here, maybe for someplace for the fish to lay their eggs or something. This
could be
speculation.
There's something going on, I'm sure.
Because we didn't see any rock when they were digging it out.
No.
Everything was just a fine, nice loam silt.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
And this is a rapids here. I mean, it's falling down, so maybe that rock was purposely put in there.
Sure, to take that little extra erosion condition. Okay, very good. Thank you, Charlie. We have some extra water coming from the bank here. So we're walking through a little bit of mud and things like that, but I guess we can work with that. There's the water standing here too. Yeah, they really got the stream meandering all the way to slow it down. Okay, I'm standing up on one of the little higher banks here, overlooking the meandering stream below. And they're using the same principle all the way through. Where Charlie's standing, they brought in some logs, buried them in the corners, and the water
14 inches deep.
14 inches deep at the corner, huh?
Yep.
Now they were digging this, the time we were here, they were digging this out with that special crane or backhoe, and they were using a severe leveling ability, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, they were using a transit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see they actually built a terrace here,
Okay.
and they got like 2x4 stakes.
Oh, really? No kidding. Oh, they got them buried in the ground.
It's buried in the ground, anchored here. And another thing,
Yes.
if the camera can pick up them 2 logs
Yeah.
on the top of the bank, they're cabled together.
Oh,
And why would they do that, Jerry? Why would they put 2 logs up there and cable it together?
I think they might expect a little overflow of that corner.
That's a possibility, and that would slow it down to keep the erosion, maybe.
Yeah, because it's a sharp corner there. Because, like I said, the rest of the meandering we saw was kind of gentle, but this has got a pretty sharp corner.
Yeah. And again, on that far corner there, they got the terrace built in there.
Yeah. So they maybe wanted to do this a lot ahead of time while the main flow was coming. But I see what you're saying. We'll take a look at that a little more. Thank you, Charlie. Again, just to show the debris that they had taken out of this creek area and put it aside up on the upper banks to be removed later on, perhaps next year. And they now have this all smoothed over. It looks very, very nice. But we want to take a look at these 2 particular pieces of wood or timbers that, Charlie, if you want to step up to that corner there where the cable is, around the blocks there.
Up here?
Yes. Okay, Charlie, nice and loud, please. What have we got there?
Well, we got these 2 great big logs, and they're kind of at a 45, and they're cabled together here, right? Kind of like on this peninsula that comes out in the creek here, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a terrace again on the other side.
Okay.
There's a terrace on this corner over here.
All right.
But all along the whole bed stream, they got the matting all the way down, and it's all pinned with wood stakes.
Okay.
And on where the terraces are, they look like they use great big 2x4 stakes.
Okay. Okay, I'm looking back to the southeast as the stream ends up toward what it was the original dam. This is the cabling that Charlie mentioned that is holding these logs together. Boy, just a lovely brook effect here. Charlie's standing in another meandering corner, and he's checking again.
20 inches.
20 inches of water. Sounds good. But it's flowing so nice and even. Wonderful.
If the water would ever come that fast that
Yeah.
if it comes over the top, maybe to slow it down.
Slow it down some more. Okay. Some more debris there, as Charlie mentioned, to slow it down. And you can see how the log affects the flow of the water here. And it's just a rippling, clear water brook. Wonderful. Peaceful. This is a well done project from what I see at this point. Really impressive. From what we saw of it at the very beginning, I didn't think it was going to be this nice. Okay, this is what's alongside the bank at this point in time, and it's debris, if you will, from the other areas of the mill pond area. And I just wanted Charlie to show a little bit. This stuff is pretty big.
Big and raggy looking.
Kind of raggy, yes. Now whether this will stay or not, we don't know at this point.
But now you bring your camera up in my spot, Jerry,
Okay.
and then you look east. Man, this is really nice.
Okay, I will do that, Charlie. Thank you for the advice
The
there.
sun is kind of right here. But
Yeah, we'll get her. You can see the stream is moving at a nice slow pace, meandering throughout the valley, and heading up toward what was the old mill pond area in Hika. Again, they have some more debris that are cabled together to prevent high-speed water apparently from gaining momentum, slowing it down or breaking it up in a way. But Charlie's down at one point of the meandering stream, and it's such a peaceful pace that the water runs at. It's super. Charlie likes to explain a little something he found here.
yeah, here are some deer tracks as they come through here. And I don't know what you know, if this is a hunting area or not, but I left my set of horns at home.
Don't throw your tail up in the air, Charlie.
And you can see the confluence of the two streams coming together right there.
There they are, yes.
So we're way at the west end of the mill pond here.
Yeah. I will go over there, Charlie. And again, we notice that
They're cabled together.
cabled all together. Okay. Let's see where that. Now there's two rivers or two creeks coming in. We'll talk about that when we get there, Charlie. Okay, I'm with Mr. Charlie Bauer, and he's at the meeting point of two special streams, I guess.
You get the North Centerville Creek and the South Centerville Creek, and this was basically the starting point where they start changing the stream bed to the curvature.
Okay.
And down at this end there, they had their great big giant pump that pumped the water out of here all the way down to where the existing dam was, so they could work on the stream bed.
Okay. So they didn't disrupt the stream at all while they were really working in it.
Right, they moved the water from this point to the other side of the dam, and then they could work on the stream bed here.
Okay.
So they got it looking pretty good, I gotta say.
Yeah. Okay, this part of the video I'm going to be a little bit on the quiet side. I want you to hear the rippling of the water.
And again, I noticed that at wherever there's a rapids, there was always stone.
Okay.
And I'm thinking they brought the stone in, because we'd never seen any down here, nothing like this.
Not unless there was a layer that was covered up, we didn't know about it, but I don't think it would be. I think they had to bring this in to provide the bottom or the base for the stream.
Hard to believe that this was all underwater at one time.
Yeah.
And as they were excavating the creek, there were no buried treasures, no hidden cars.
No cars or anything, or safes.
No safes, no nothing, no bodies. So.
And again, your comments about how this turned out for us.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy the way it turned out. You know, and I like I said, I still think they're. When I talked to Jim Kepler, they talked about putting trees down here yet, and they want to redo the boardwalk. And few other things, but this is as far as it's going to go this year.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and in spring I think it's going to really green up pretty nice. It's going to look pretty good.
Should look nice. Should look nice. It's blended in with nature all the way.
Yeah.
And I know they were trying to achieve what we saw in the initial video on the a little distance from here, and they duplicated it pretty well.
Yeah.
So somebody had a good idea, which at the time I didn't think was going to work, but I have to take my hat off.
Yeah, it actually turned out, because when we were down here and they were working in the mud, I didn't think how they're ever going to get this thing to work.
Yeah. Very good. Well, it all turned out wonderful, and I think Hika is better for this than it ever was, so it provides a place for people to enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, Charlie, for your time, and today's date is?
November 17th, first day deer hunting.
Okay.
And
temperature-wise, what do we think we're at?
we're at least 45 degrees. It's pretty nice outside here.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd get this in yet before the snow flies. So
Sure.
I'm glad we did, Chuck.
I'm glad we did, too. Thank you for inviting me along, too.
Sure.
Okay, we're looking at something special there, and Mr. Barr will explain what we're up to.
Well, we're up to, we don't know if this was planted or if it just came up with the straw they use here, and we're pretty sure, I think we both agree, Jerry, that this is a piece of winter wheat grain.
I would have to agree that point, yeah.
And so we pulled one out there, but we don't think it was machine seeded because it doesn't look that way. It looks too random, too natural.
Okay,
And
like they were spreading straw with the machine rather than planting.
Right, yeah. And,
Okay.
and this is just the byproduct of that.
Yeah.
Unless they had seed put in it, and when they blew the straw out, that it
Mixed in.
planted it. So
Okay.
because they do that once in a while when they hydro seed the county ditches and stuff like that. They put the seed in there.
Okay.
That could have been done.
They must have got the rain and everything at the right time and the moisture, because it looks pretty healthy.
It greened up pretty good. I gotta
Yeah.
say, it greened up pretty good. Yeah. So now we got a long muddy walk back to my nice clean truck.
Right. We got to get a power washer,
There we
Charlie.
go.
We're so muddied up here. But it is a nice scene, as you mentioned before. It meanders around toward the village there and into the dam area that was there one time.
This area was more flat. The bottom was more flat. Now it's more tapered. You know?
Now this looks good. It really does. We're just showing a little bit of video here of the banks of the original river area here, and how
the north bank.
North bank, and how the trees are totally broke off and mangled and everything. It's a debris area. Whether they'll clean it up and make it look a little more presentable, right now it's kind of rough. But that's the only part we have a question on. And as a little tidbit of info, we're still trying to get the river mud off of our shoes. We weigh about 20 pounds heavier now than we were before. Okay, Mr. Bauer's cleaning up his muddy boots after an excursion down the Amazon.
There is no price too high to pay for local history. Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, you look like you could escort the queen.
I got a feeling my wife is going to tell me to take my pants off out in the garage. But we're making.
No, I'm making fun of Mr. Bauer, but I don't look any better. Okay, we pulled out of one of the stakes that was still left in the area here, and there was some information written on there, but we don't know exactly what it all refers to, and I'm sure it's a surveyor's information, so we just thought we'd get it on record.
I'm not going to admit to pulling it out though. We found it laying down.
Yeah, that's right.